Let me hit a couple terms that you need to know when talking about sync licensing or just things that you'll encounter. One, music supervisor. You'll hear that term all the time. Oh, you need to connect with music supervisors. Who are they? Well, music supervisors are hired by the production, whether it's a TV commercial, movie trailer, or webisode of something. They're hired by whoever's putting that together to curate the music that shows up inside that show or movie. And I think it's important that you understand their role, that they are trying to help the people making the movie, the TV show, create some sort of experience or vibe with the music. And it has to be fitting for the production. It has to, be useful for that production. So they just can't throw anything in there. They're going for something specific.
They're like the ultimate DJ. It seems like a really fun job, but I bet it is so stressful having to find the right vibe and also make sure that you're hitting your budget, because I'm sure that there are people that are like, well, I just want to put Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill. And it's like, not enough. You can't afford that
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, you are correct. I've talked to a lot of music supervisors and spent some time with some of them and have gone to a music supervisor conference. It is high stress because of the next thing. Another term you will hear often is it pre-cleared? Are both sides cleared? You'll hear that a lot, especially pre-cleared. And that's a term that's used to mean that the rights involved, the master recording and the publishing, or at least they might talk about just be talking about the master recording. Are they pre-cleared? And what that means is that the music supervisor does not have to wait for you, either the artist or the agent working on behalf of the artist, to go get everyone's permission to use it in a show or a movie or a video game. This really comes into play with TV because TV is really quick and nothing will burn your bridges faster and potentially get a music supervisor fired if you represent rights and say yes, that you have clearance when you don't.
Right.
So that's why for a music supervisor, it's very stressful. And I have heard stories. In fact, one of the biggest ones that there was a big lawsuit with the Beastie Boys where somebody at the advertising agency who should have known better stuck their song in and everyone just assumed they had clearance.
Oh,
And they
no.
ran this nationwide commercial and the Beastie Boys were like, we didn't give you permission to do that.
Oh
And
my
this was back when they didn't do placements. Clearly they've changed their their mind with that now because they do it all the time. And there was a big lawsuit and they ended up winning, I think, several $1,000,000 from it. But yeah, whoever was involved with that, I'm sure they got fired because that is just something that you don't mess around with. It can get out of hand really fast. So the other term I mentioned, like both sides, you'll hear that a lot. And that what they mean is like the publishing and the master recording. And why music supervisors love independent music. One, they can typically find more diversity in genre and mood and style than they can with just like label artists. And two, that they typically represent the publishing and the master recording because they write and record their music. And so it's an easy transaction. And I think three, music supervisors, they actually like finding new talent and being the one to say they discovered or they included that person in a production before anybody knew how cool they were. So there is some of that going on in that world as well.